this is FortDefender, and welcome back to yet another Pokemon video. Today, we'll be going over something that I have been thinking about for a while and wanting to do, and that's ranking all of the trios by their power levels, and also including power control. So before we get too far into this, I do want to mention that I will not be including Galar forms, just the originals for all the Pokemon. I mean, I think only the Kanto birds have Galar forms, so yeah, I don't think that's a big issue. But yes, I'll be evaluating power and their control of certain items and the impact it would have on the world. So let's dive right in. So kicking us off in 8th place, or for me, like the worst of all the trios, is the Gen 8 trio, actually. This is because Zacian, I read through its Pokédex. We don't have too much information, but from what I can tell, it pretty much just has a sword, and it can absorb metal. Not too exciting there. And Zanzamenta, same thing, has a shield, and it can absorb metal. And then we have Eternatus, and it just absorbs energy, so like in Galar specifically too, so it's like, this trio isn't very powerful, and they don't have too much control of everything around them, so I definitely put them in 8th place. In 7th place, we have the Kanto trio, which is the trio of birds, which is Zapdos, Articuno, and Moltres. This is because they only really control weather, not like climate or anything more advanced. It's just weather conditions. Zapdos can make thunderclouds and thunderbolts, while Articuno can cause snow and blizzards. Moltres is probably the most powerful of the trio because it can spread embers, and it's said to either cause an early spring or actually like cause things to become spring from winter very early. Like there's like a myth where it's like, it probably brings it earlier, and then there's like, it does bring it earlier. So Moltres is probably the most powerful of the three, but again, they don't have the greatest control of their environment compared to the rest of the legendaries. In 6th place, we have the Johto trio, and this is where it gets a little more advanced on their control of stuff around them. So for Entei, like when it barks, it can light off volcanoes somewhere around the globe. It doesn't have complete control, but that's something. Like lighting off volcanoes whenever it barks, like what if it's just like barking like crazy? That's a lot of control. Also, Suicune can purify water. You know how powerful that is? So like if you have a bunch of dirty water that's contaminated, nobody can drink it, but it can just purify it to like you can drink it now. I mean, that's pretty powerful. And then Raikou is probably the least powerful of all of them because it just shoots thunderbolts out of its back pretty much. So it's not like super powerful, but it does something. So that's why it's in 6th place. Compared to the rest of them, they have a little bit of control and power. For 5th place, I have the Unova trio. And this was a little bit difficult to place because we have Reshiram, and we know that they stand for truth and ideals between Reshiram and Zekrom. But they also have been known for Reshiram to scorch the earth with fire and for Zekrom scorch the earth with lightning. That sounds pretty powerful, and it says like wipe out kingdoms. So they have quite a bit of power there and a little bit of control. And the reason why I didn't really know where to place this one is because Kyurem is said to have greater power than that of Zekrom and Reshiram, but that power is frozen, so I don't know if it can ever access it. So that's why it's kind of a mystery here, but I'll place it at 5th for now. In 4th place, we have the Hoenn trio, which is Kyogre, Groudon, and Rayquaza. This is because Kyogre can control rain and flood the whole like earth. Like that's pretty powerful. And Groudon, it can evaporate water and can control the continents. That's a lot of control and power right there. And then Rayquaza, looking at the dex actually, it's like the least powerful of all of them. It just eats meteorites, which I guess is pretty helpful because like a really bad meteorite could like kill everybody. So I guess that's something not to laugh at. And it can also control Kyogre and Groudon, so that's why they're in this position. I mean, compared to the other ones we're going to get to, it gets a bit more advanced. In 3rd place, we have the Kalos trio. This is Yveltal, Xerneas, and Zygarde. Yveltal, I know it's wrong. I'm pronouncing it. It's a reference. But when it dies, it like kills everything around it. Like, that's a lot of control. Like, a lot of control. And I would say that's pretty powerful. Xerneas, whoever like is around it will never die. Like, this is a lot more advanced than creating a thunderstorm. So that's why they're in third place. And then also I was looking at Zygarde's Pokédex, and it looks like it only protects the Kalos region's ecosystem, but like it has a lot of power to protect the ecosystem of Kalos. So that's why it's in third place. In second place, we have the Alola trio, which is Lunala, Solgaleo, and Necrozma. This is because Lunala and Solgaleo can control, like, access a different world completely, like the Ultra Wormhole, and they have the power to control this, like, gateway. And then also, Lunala likes to steal light. That's pretty crazy. It steals light to use it to shine. And then Solgaleo has, like, endless light that it makes. Like, these are pretty powerful things, especially if Lunala got rid of all the light in the world. I'm sure a lot of things would die, and a lot of people would, and it'd probably be a lot faster, because it never says when Yveltal would die, so I'd say this is a lot faster and a lot more deadly if there's a rampaging Lunala in the world. And then you got Necrozma, which is also from a different world, and that loves to absorb light, so that's pretty scary with those three being around. So I would definitely say they have a lot of power and control. In first place, the number one is going to be the Sinnoh trio, which is Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina. This is because they have an insane amount of power and control. Dialga controls time itself, and it is a representation of time in the Pokemon world. That's a lot of power. And then Palkia controls and embodies space in the Pokemon world and can travel to dimensions. That's like next level compared to anything else we've ever talked about legendaries. And then Giratina is probably the least powerful of all of them, unfortunately. I think it looks kind of cool, but it's like the least powerful because it really only lives in the distortion world. I guess you could say it's the controller of the distortion world. Not something that's like an everyday matter, like time and space. But that's why this trio is the most powerful in my opinion. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was pretty fun to make and do the research for. And guys, if you like this video, I really appreciate if you hit that like and subscribe button. And as always guys, thanks for watching.